Hey everybody, Dr. Kukreja here. It is still day one of Obesity Care Week, and we are very lucky to have Deborah here with us today. Obesity Care Week, the whole goal here is to bring awareness to obesity and the issues that come with it. A lot of these are social issues, a lot of these are society issues or cultural issues. And I think that one of the really important things to do here is to really convey the patient perspective or the individual's perspective. And so we really encourage you to throw out your questions, throw out any thoughts that you have as we get started. I'm going to go ahead and let Deborah introduce herself. And today's theme is weight bias. And so how people's impressions of somebody might be influenced simply by their weight. So Deborah, go ahead, say hello to the 7,200 people or so that follow us.
7,200 people. This is my first official public speaking gig. I like it.
Everyone gets their 15 seconds of fame, or was it 15 minutes or something like that? I don't know. But social media spreads like crazy. So Deborah, how long has it been since we did an operation on you?
Surgery date was 7/23/2020.
Okay, so not quite a year. We are roughly 8 months, almost 8 months out from a gastric bypass, right?
Yes.
And we did your gastric bypass robotically. What did you weigh when we did your bypass? Do you remember?
237.
And where are you today, 8 months later, almost 8 months later?
I am at 156.7.
Oh my gosh, you weigh less than I do now. So tell us about first your journey.
Oh gosh, my journey was I was just tired of being. I was tired of not wearing cute clothes and getting out of breath, and I was diabetic, and I wasn't insulin dependent, but I wasn't far from it. So my whole point of this was to not have to take insulin.
So that was the goal. The goal was to say goodbye to diabetes, and we know that surgery is, although it involves a scalpel, the best treatment for diabetes, the most effective treatment for diabetes there is. So you said 247 is where you started?
237, right.
237. So about 80 pounds down, 85 pounds down. How is your diabetes?
Non-existent.
Non-existent.
I'm in remission. I'm cured.
And so you have had your A1C checked. Your A1C is normal. Your fasting sugars,
5.4.
5.4. That's textbook perfect. So awesome. And now you don't have to check your blood sugars. No more finger sticks. No more concerns around your kidneys going out from diabetes. Your heart, your vision, your blood supply to your legs, any of that. You're diabetes free.
I am free.
Congratulations. So, weight bias. What does weight bias mean to you? What is that?
To me, weight bias is making automatic assumptions about people based on their appearance.
Does that happen? That doesn't happen. Come on.
It absolutely happens. Yeah, and shockingly, it happens just with the general public.
Okay.
But it also happens in the medical community.
It does.
I had tendonitis in my elbow one time, and the doctor refused to do anything, wouldn't prescribe me anything. He said the only cure was weight loss.
For tendonitis?
Yeah, for tendonitis. So, I mean, it happens in the medical community as well. And I had a doctor that just automatically assumed that I should have high blood pressure because I was fat. And my blood pressure has never, ever in my life been above 120/80.
Whereas I have a normal BMI and I have high blood pressure. So maybe we should switch roles, like.
No, I'm good not having it. So you can keep it.
Fair enough. What about in the workplace? What were your experiences there?
Oh, so in the workplace at my old job that I was at for 17 years, there was a lot of bias. Just the automatic assumption that I was lazy. Because I was overweight, and I had to work twice as hard as my thin coworkers just to prove that I was capable. And I had a desk job. I mean, I wasn't out, maintaining the grounds or working in a plant doing physical labor. I had a desk job. I mean, my weapons were a calculator and a spreadsheet. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. And then there's the term fat finger, when you type 45 instead of 54.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would happen. I mean, not that I made mistakes a lot, but they just automatically assumed that the reason I typed the wrong number is because my fingers were fat. But as you can see, they're not.
Nope.
And they weren't then either. So I don't know. It's just an assumption that people make.
And I think you had mentioned that there were some assumptions about even your work ethic at that time.
My work ethic, is that what
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah, work ethic.
Yeah, no, people automatically assume that because I was overweight that I was lazy.
So
And
so how do people treat you differently now?
now everybody's friendlier. I mean, like, if they're making assumptions, it's not about my weight. It's about, oh, she's cute. I bet she'll fit in well here.
Okay.
Or especially during the job interview process, after I was laid off from my old job, there was oh yeah, you're gonna fit in perfectly. And that was before they had read my resume or asked me about my skills or anything like that. I mean, it was all based on appearance.
So what about your own? I mean, we all have certain biases, right? That's
Sure.
human nature. How have your impressions changed? Or have
How
they?
have my Say that again?
How have your biases maybe changed, or have they changed?
I don't know that they've changed so much. More than I'm more I don't know if it's because of the weight or just because, I'm 51 years old and I have wisdom now. Uh, but I'm more accepting of people, and maybe because I have been discriminated against my whole life.
Okay.
So I'm more accepting of people. I don't automatically assume that because they're short, fat, thin, whatever, that they are capable or not capable.
Do you think that you even have experiences with people who are close to you, family or friends, that had a different bias towards you before than they may have now? I mean,
That's
strangers are going to treat you differently. I got it. But what about the people who are emotionally close to you otherwise? What did they have some bias, and is it different now?
well, so like the boyfriend, we've been together 8 years. He was with me the first time I lost weight from the cancer treatments, and he's still with me now. And yeah, he's got some biases. I don't think he realized it,
Yeah.
but he does. It used to be he was very always holding out his hand like I needed a hand to hold if we were walking in Home Depot, or always assisting me with something. And now he's like, no, not so much.
Wow, that's very interesting perspective. Have you talked to him about that? Does he know that
No, we
that
haven't
you're
talked
calling
about
him
it a
out
whole
today on
lot.
social media? I mean,
We really haven't talked about it a whole lot. Now he'll talk about it more than I will,
yeah.
about how much better I looked, or he laughs at me. Like, he watches me cook, and he laughs at me because I chop things up and I put them on the scale and I chop up some more, and he's like, is it really worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think that we all have our assumptions, and you're right. I think the only way for us to get better about our weight biases is to really try to be accepting of all of our differences, and realize that probably the first step in dealing with your biases is acknowledging them, right?
Right.
And that's really the only way that you can overcome them in general, right? So how would you tell others now to treat you back then?
Oh gosh, I don't even know if it would be worth it to tell them, honestly, because people have mindsets, and you're not going to change that unless they have some type of life altering experience. But what do you go back and say? I mean, hey, you were mean to me because, I was fat. Um, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
It doesn't take away the bias that you experienced or the pain that you felt from it. Um, you know, my best, if you want to call it revenge, my best form of revenge is live a great life.
perfect.
I mean, I never thought I wasn't living a great life before. I mean, I thought I was hot. I thought I was cute. I thought I was just the bee's knees. So the best form of revenge to me is just living a great life
Perfect.
and, letting it go. I mean, yes, you have to admit that you have a problem, but you also have to be able to let it go. So you
Awesome.
don't let that live rent free in your head or in your psyche. Just let it go.
Perfect. Well, Deborah, I really appreciate your time today. I know that there are a lot of people out there that can appreciate your perspective, that value your perspective. You had a great journey. I know that you're still on your journey. And I think sharing your experiences with others is incredibly valuable and is what we all appreciate. I know you're in our online support group and sharing, and I think that's great. So thank you so much for your attitude and your perspective on all of these things.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And y'all can reach out to me anytime. I love an audience.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Deborah. Take care. Bye,
Thanks. Bye.
bye everybody.